the scholarship opportunities, making your education journey flexible, fast, and affordable. No application fee if you apply by September 3rd. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya guselkumab may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
From ABC News Tech Trends, in a new blog post, Amazon CEO Andy Jassy is warning that advances in artificial intelligence will end up reducing the size of Amazon's workforce.
Unfortunately, it feels like the cat is out of the bag with this kind of announcement.
Victoria Song of The Verge says Jassy didn't outline how many people would be affected by AI-related layoffs, but did advise employees to educate themselves about the technology.
I think obliquely, he's asking them to kind of make a case for being a great AI user.
But Song says generative AI is an imperfect technology.
It's sort of like the tracks are being laid before the train at this moment.
Even still, Jassy calls AI the most transformative technology since the internet. And Song says he's likely not the only tech leader thinking this way.
Jassy coming out and saying this, unfortunately, sets a precedent, and I feel more companies will be emboldened to make the same kind of announcement.
With Tech Trends, I'm Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WINCA in Miami, WMIB FM HD2 Fort Lauderdale. Free never sounded so good.
1-1. He might have hit one out of the ballpark there. Out to right and deep. Second deck. He squared the bunt 2 pitches ago. And Kyle Stowers rips number 16 into the seats. Tied at 1, bottom 2.
Miami Marlins baseball is on deck.
Pitch to Connor Norby. He drills out to right center and deep. Frelick back. Track wall. It is gone. Connor Norby. He's getting right. 1-1 pitch. That one hammered out to left center field and deep. Martian Rojas back. They're looking up, and it's gone. Wag attack, a 2-run homer.
Marlins on deck. Brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. Let's head out to the ballpark. Here's your host, Steven Strong.
All right, great to have you aboard. Nice job, Carlos. Welcome. We're live from Citi Field in Queens, New York. 76-degree Sunday afternoon, and this is Miami Marlins baseball on the radio, Fox Sports 940 Miami. Game 137 of 162. Folks, we got 26 games left. A month from now, we're going to be done. And for the Marlins, they have come into Queens and secured at least a split in this 4-game set. But Miami, they've got their eyes on their first series win since August 3rd when they swept the Yankees. It's the final game of the month of August and the last one of the season at Citi Field as the Marlins continue this 7-game road trip. So far, so good, posting a 2-1 record. It's Game 4 series finale of this NL East set between your 64-71 Miami Marlins and the 73-63 New York Mets. Sandy Alcantara, fresh off of his 900th career punch-out in his last start and 3 straight quality starts, he will take the ball for Clayton McCullough's Marlins. Kodai Senga, 32-year-old right-hander, who's searching to get deeper into games this season. He'll make his 22nd start. He's thrown 108 2/3 innings pitched. He's averaging just under 5 innings per outing for Senga. He will take the hill for New York here on this Sunday matinee. We will get going at 1:40 right here on the Marlins Radio Network. Hi, everyone. Thanks for making Marlins on Deck part of your Sunday afternoon with Jack McMullen and Craig Minervini. I'm Steven Strom. I told Craigie today it's a meaty program. When I say a meaty, we got so much to get to. Bill Hiesel, Marlins director of pitching, will join the program. Keith Rad, one of the radio voices of the New York Mets. We're going to get you at the count. We got sound from Carlos Mendoza. We got sound from Clayton McCullough. We are ready to go here on this Sunday afternoon, and Jack and Craig will jump in for segment 4. Of course, our Expo question today at Marlins Radio and Steve's guarantee to victory. So we've had some important people on this New York trip, one of them being Bill Hiesel, the Marlins director of pitching. He oversees everything in the organization from the big league level, AAA, AA, single A, high A. Let's get general thoughts from Bill Hiesel on the big league club. Big league club team ERA is at 4.70, but since June 13th, the starters have posted the 12th best ERA. Let's hear what Bill Hiesel had to say, general overall thoughts on the pitching this season for the Marlins.
Really good. I'm really happy with the effort that the coaches and the players have put in. I mean, as we've talked about and it's kind of been reported, we've asked them to do a lot of different things. We've implemented a lot of new things, and so I feel like we've thrown a lot at the players. A lot of that was intentional, and I think from the top down, everything's been embraced. Guys have worked really, really hard, and I think for the most part, from the top down, the results have kind of spoken for themselves, and I'm really happy with where things are at the moment.
You said intentional. Why?
When you come in and we have so many new faces, top to bottom, and, we're trying to implement some new things in terms of, philosophically, strategically, the way we're trying to develop players and push players really hard. And so, rather than maybe slow playing that, I think it was really important for us to have a sense of urgency and just try to get some of these things in place as fast as we could and help players as quickly as we could and help as many of our players as we could. And, I think that was kind of the genesis behind the whole thing.
All right, come on, Billy. Drop us a little thing. The details here of what he's trying to talk about is the closing situation. That's a good example of the new philosophies. We've talked about the pitch design, the live ABs, but one of the big things this year is not having a traditional closer. The Marlins have leaned into this high leverage, best pitcher situation. We've seen it multiple times with Ronnie Enriquez. A couple days ago against Toronto, Enriquez faced Vladimir Guerrero in the top of the 8th inning in a big spot. He gets out of it. Marlins win. Let's get Bill's thoughts on when this developed, this idea, and how it's benefited the Marlins here in 2025.
Yeah, I think, I think to keep it really simple, we're trying to put, given the matchup and the situation in the game, the best player in the game we possibly can for that given matchup, and that's really what we've done. I think it actually has been really good for the bullpen and is kind of, I don't want to say kept them on their toes, but has created a level of focus for those guys, knowing that they don't necessarily have like this assigned role. They just, they have to be ready to go in and execute it at whatever time we ask them to. And I think there's been, some real benefits there, and guys have really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and it's a good point. It's kept them on their toes. We've seen multiple guys in different roles. Kate Gibson, he's opened, he's closed, he's been in mid-leverage situations, high-leverage situations. Tyler Phillips, we've seen his emergence. But Ronnie Enriquez has been the story this season as far as the Marlins are concerned. 60 appearances, 6-1, a 2.47 ERA. And what's been most impressive with Ronnie is he has taken on the meat of almost every big league team, and he's had to carve through the top of the order in any stage, 7th inning, 8th inning, 9th inning, whenever it may be. Ronnie Enriquez has just flourished and has risen as a guy that the Marlins are going to move forward with in that bullpen for the foreseeable future. This is a guy that they acquired from the Minnesota Twins, who gave up on him, and the Marlins have embraced him and have figured out something with that sweeper. Enriquez has been a huge weapon, a fireman for this season for the Marlins. Okay, the task at hand today, Sandy Alcantara. He has figured something out. 3 straight quality starts. The punch-outs are through the roof. But it's been, an evolution with Sandy Alcantara. It's been a process. It's been bad at times. It's been great at times. Let's hear what Bill Hiesel had to say about Sandy's evolution this season.
Oh, man. I think, I know it's been talked about a lot, but it's just incredibly tough to come back from, that type of surgery. I think we've seen it across the league. I mean, different guys come back at different rates. Sometimes command takes a little bit longer to come back. Their execution takes a little bit longer to come back. And so I think really we were just, trying to help Sandy in any way we could. and also be patient and understand that there's going to be a process for him coming back. And obviously now you're kind of seeing, some of the results there. Obviously we've worked on some stuff. We've, tweaked some things, and I think that's helped as well. But, I think as we've seen across the league, you just got to be patient with some of these things, and that's kind of what we've done.
All right, excellent stuff there. Bill Hiesel, again, Marlins director of pitching, on a couple of topics today. Sandy Alcantara evolving in just the new philosophies that we've seen with the Miami Marlins. Day one, they were throwing lives at spring training. People thought it was crazy. They have paid, it's paid dividends, right? They have done a really nice job of patching together, slots and different pockets for different relievers. And, Clayton McCullough and company have done a phenomenal job. 64 wins here on August 31st. It's the final game of August. Marlins won 62 last year. So you are seeing these new ideas in play. And now we see how the Marlins kind of pivot in the offseason, what they liked, what they didn't like. But Bill Hiesel at the helm has done a really nice job. We will break. Keith Rad, one of the radio voices of the New York Mets. We will talk Kodai Senga. Why can't this guy get deeper into games? Plus, Carlos Mendoza made a little bit of a switch. No Pete Alonso in that 3 spot. He will back cleanup. We will figure out why. 141st pitch. Marlins, Mets. Marlins Radio Network.
For a home with no worries. That one cracked down the right field line. Soto on the move. That gets in, and that'll plate 2. Wagaman gunning towards second base. He will get in there, and he plates Otto from third and Burt from second. Wag attack with a 2-run double, and it's a point. Also walked a batter. And the 3-0 to Weimer is drilled out to left. It's hanging up for Nimmo, and he misplayed it. He came in, he leaped high in the air, and he couldn't glove it. Wagaman comes in to score. Here comes Norby all the way from first, and he scores without a throw.
An amazing 343 start in his big league career. Ground ball right side, base hit, it's through the hole. Scoring is Hernandez. Wagaman is held up at third, and the Marlins get a run. Their 6th of the game. Another RBI for Marcy, 25 RBI.
Been there for it's there.
Yep. Chef Boyardee.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Punch to right center field. Softly, it'll drop for a hit. 1 run will score, and they will hold up Norby. Wagaman scores a throw to second base as they try to backpick Marcy, who got back in there. 7-2 Miami an hour. Runners at the corners, 8-8 game. Line drive right field. Soto going back. He makes the catch in the backhand, but Ramirez will tag up, and he will score. The Marlins lead 9-8 on the sac fly. JT Realmuto now, and maybe Benito.
1-1. That would lift it out to left center field. That's going to get down and plate 1. That might plate 2. It's rolling all the way to the wall. Hicks getting the runaround from third. He will score. He beats the throw. He scores from first base. And Connor Norby gives the Fish some big-time insurance.
Let us step up to the plate for you. Werner Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia, where Miami's injured find their strength. Call us now or visit wernerhoffman.com. Let's win this together.
Welcome back here to Marlins on Deck as we get you ready for the series finale, final game here at Citi Field for the Miami Marlins. Steven Strom, Keith Rad, one of the radio voices of the New York Mets. How would you describe this series, man? This has felt like we've been here for a week, but the games have been so entertaining.
Yeah, they have been. For the Marlins, they have been pretty entertaining so far. I know Mets fans have been treated to some really good offense, but the fact that the Mets can't really do anything with run prevention right now is certainly an issue for them. I mean, the Marlins are an okay team. A little right around 500. You expect a good series. You don't expect to be down 2-1 going into this one to try to split. But, yeah, some crazy games, some 3-hour games, some drama. It's been fun for the fans for sure.
So today, Kodai Senga will go opposite Sandy Alcantara. Kind of looking at the length with Kodai, that's been the issue. What's prevented him from getting deep into games this year?
Yeah, when he got hurt, he was healthy for the first part of the season, hurt his hamstring in June, and that's kind of the cutoff point. Came back, and since he's been back, you can tell that he's a little bit off with his velocity. He tinkers with velocity all game long. The pitches that he throws, he'll change speeds. But you wonder if there's a lack of power in those legs to develop 97 consistently. So he'll throw 89-mile-an-hour sinkers and 95 once or twice. So there's been inconsistency in his velocity, and I think he loses trust in his stuff. And so when you lose trust, you're not confident in what you're throwing, and you start to tinker, and all of a sudden you're coming out of the game in the third or the fourth inning.
I asked your broadcast partner, Pat McCarthy, yesterday, playoff rotation. If the playoffs started today, Who's your 3?
It's a really good question. I mean, I like the way Sean Manaea has begun games. He hits a wall right around the second into the third time through, but then all of a sudden you're looking at maybe the kids. Nolan McLean, I know it's only been a few starts, but you're going, does this guy have the best stuff in this rotation right now? I mean, he's been up here for not even a cup of coffee yet. The coffee's still hot the way it's going for him. But so, yeah, I like Manaea. I love David Peterson. Obviously, I know yesterday was a clunker for him, but he's carried the squad the whole time. And then I think it's a toss-up between, do you get McLean in there? Do you get Senga in there? Do you get Holmes in there? Right now, McLean's stock is sky high.
Biasly, I'm really happy we missed McLean, but we could see him in Miami with those final 3 games in the 305. Okay, the lineup construction. Sandy Alcantara coming off 3 straight quality starts. Looked at the lineup. Lindor, Soto, and Alonso have killed it this series. Why the flip with Alonso going to 4th and putting Nimmo there in the 3rd spot?
Yeah, I think they're trying to get that lefty in there against Sandy. I know that they flipped that a little bit. Carlos Mendoza, one thing that I love about him is that he's pretty aggressive. He doesn't really care about lineup construction being the same every single day, 1 through 9. That's been a flip from other managers in the past who just want to keep it the way it is. And I think the players are cool with that. So, yeah, trying to get Nimmo, who's rocked a couple balls in this series this week. He's looked good. Really, everybody in the lineup has looked good. And, Sandy, we saw him earlier in the year. I know he was still coming back from TJ, different guy, different season that he's had. So we'll see.
We will break. Thank you very much, as always, Keith. I like the handshake on camera. It's nice. It's a good gesture of, I appreciate the time.
It's political, diplomatic.
Right?
I feel important when I shake hands on camera.
Yeah. We will get you ahead of the count. Kodai Senga, Sandy Alcantara. We're playing baseball at 1:40 from Citi Field. Marlins looking to take this series on the Marlins Radio Network.
For a home with no worries. That one cracked down the right field line. Soto on the move. That gets in, and that'll plate 2. Wagaman gunning towards second base. He will get in there, and he plates Otto from 3rd and Burt from 2nd. Wag attack with a 2-run double, and it's a point. Also walked a batter. And the 3-0 to Weimer is drilled out to left. It's hanging up for Nimmo, and he misplayed it. He came in, he leaped high in the air, and he couldn't glove it. Wagaman comes in to score. Here comes Norby all the way from first, and he scores without a throw.
An amazing 343 start in his big league career. Ground ball right side, base hit, it's through the hole. Scoring is Hernandez. Wagaman is held up at 3rd, and the Marlins get a run. They're 6th of the game. Another RBI for Marcy, 25 RBI.
Been there for it's there.
Yep. Chef Boyardee.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Punch to right center field. Softly, it'll drop for a hit. 1 run will score, and they will hold up Norby. Wagaman scores a throw to second base as they try to backpick Marcy, who got back in there. 7-2 Miami an hour. Runners at the corners, 8-8 game. Line drive right field. Soto going back. He makes the catch in the backhand, but Ramirez will tag up, and he will score. The Marlins lead 9-8 on the sac fly. JT Realmuto now, and maybe Benito.
1-1. That would lift it out to left center field. That's going to get down and plate 1. That might plate 2. It's rolling all the way to the wall. Hicks getting the runaround from 3rd. He will score. He beats the throw. He scores from first base, and Connor Norby gives the Fish some big-time insurance.
Save up to 70% on top brands and queens starting at $89.99. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Hey, this is Xavier Edwards here, and you're listening to Marlins on Deck with Steven Strom on the Marlins Radio Network.
All right, we're back here at Citi Field in Queens, New York. Marlins on Deck, Fox Sports 940 Miami. Steven Strom, Jack McMullen, Craig Minervini. Let's get you some roster moves before we get you ahead of the count. Victor Mesa Jr. recalled from AAA Jacksonville. Freddie Tarnick recalled from AAA Jacksonville. Ryan Gusto was placed on the 15-day injured list with right shoulder impingement. He made the start a couple of days ago against Toronto. Dane Myers placed on the 10-day IL with a right oblique strain. He left the game in that first inning at that first AB for Dane Myers. Let's get you ahead of the count. We'll start here with Sandy Alcantara, 29-year-old right-hander who will make his 27th start of the season. He is 7-11 with a 5.87 ERA. 141 innings pitched this season, 113 Ks to 51 walks. Sandy didn't factor on Tuesday against Atlanta, but he was sensational. Allowed 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 walks over 7 frames. Let's hear what Sandy said on why everything felt different against the Braves in his last start.
So I think we make a couple change on my game plan and the way that we need to attack the hitter. So before I used to throw too many fastball or too many two seam. So, but right now we pitching backward, trying to be more aggressive, throwing breaking ball for strike, then using it for striking out people, and I think the result is just coming.
And the results are coming for Sandy Alcantara, particularly with those punch-outs. 7, 9, and 7 strikeouts in his last 3. That's 23 punch-outs in his last 3 starts. To put that in perspective, folks, Sandy's April total strikeouts in 5 starts, 12. He punched out 12 batters in 5 starts in the month of April. He has punched out 23 in his last 3 starts. In May, he punched out a total of 21. In June, a total of 23. So Sandy's punch-outs are racking up, and the reason, he's working backwards. Sandy Alcantara will go opposite Kodai Senga, 32-year-old right-hander who will make his 22nd start of the season. Kodai, 7-5, a 2.73 ERA. You're thinking, oh my gosh, he's having a heck of a season. Only 108 and 2/3 innings pitched this season. He didn't factor on Monday against the Philadelphia Phillies, allowed 3 runs on 6 hits over 4 innings pitched. Senga particularly struggled with his command. He needed 93 pitches. Here was Mendoza after that start against the...
Yeah, I mean, it was a struggle. It was a struggle for him. A lot of non-competitive pitches, a lot of balls out of the hand, and then not being able to get ahead or compete in the strike zone. And when you're getting behind hitters, especially when you're facing a lineup like that, it's going to be hard. You look up and it's 80 pitches, 85 pitches through 4 innings. It's a struggle for him right now. We got to get him going because we need him.
Senga, 17 walks in his last 6 starts. Since the All-Star break, Kodai has yet to record a situation where he's completed 6 frames in any outing since the All-Star break. He has faced Miami twice this year. They were back in April. His first start, 5 innings, 2 hits, 4 runs. His second one, 5 innings, 5 hits, no runs. We know Kodai Senga's forkball is the pitch for him. He will also feature a fastball, cutter, sweeper. Again, this is a weird line because the opposition is hitting just 217 against him. But again, it's almost like Blake Snellish, where he's not getting deep into games, but he's not allowing damage, but he's also walking guys. So it's kind of a tale of 2 kind of demons for Kodai. Good here. The walks are up, and that's why the Mets have been forced to move to this 6-man rotation with Noah McLean and Jonah Tong being called up. We will break. We'll talk Sandy Alcantara. We'll talk about this wild series. This has felt like we've been here for a week, but it's been awesome. Marlins have taken 2 out of 3 so far, looking to win this series on this Sunday afternoon. We will break. Marlins on Deck continues on the Marlins Radio Network.
Saw that in the Luzardo return this offseason and the Sanchez return.
2-2, a little chopper to second. Coming in is McNeil, throws to the plate, not in time. Diving in is Edwards, and the Marlins also get the benefit of getting Hicks aboard as McNeil went to the plate here at Citi Field. And a ground ball softly at right side, backhanded by Alonso, throws off the glove of Holmes, rounding third now, and coming home is Liam Hicks, and the Marlins get a run. Johnston will go to 1. He's got 59 RBIs on the year. And a line drive base hit to left field. Rounding third is Johnson. He'll score without a throw. Good response by the Marlins, taking advantage of a Met miscue and some timely hitting too. And the Marlins have 3 in the inning and a 4-2 lead. That was good to see. Hit it hard. Pitch on the way, driven and over the shortstop's head. Lindor base hit. Hit so hard, bobbled in left field. Now the green light from Blake Lally. He's run it well, and diving in and scoring is Jacob Marcy, who probably would have stopped if it wasn't bobbled by Nimmo in left field, but that was scorched. And Ramirez drives in the run. The Marlins have the lead.
April.
Otto Lopez is up, broken bat right side. McNeil fields, throws to the plate, slides, safe is the call at home plate. Liam Hicks went in the back door. Let's see if the Mets will challenge. Have scored 2 still. Only 1 out. He hits one in the air to shallow center. Ramirez going to third. Mullins will grab. Ramirez going to try it. Throw to the plate is cut off. And Ramirez scored, runner safe at second base. That was very important. The Mets are throwing to third to see if Ramirez left early.
Beatty goes. The payoff pitch is lifted out to center field. That's hanging up for Hill. Long run in for him. Hill dives, and he makes the catch. Derek Hill This guy covers so much ground. On a dead sprint, he dove head first, straight in right center field, and he takes a knock away from
64th win of the season. Sandy Alcantara going opposite Kodai Senga here this afternoon. I asked Keith Rad this question, Jack and Craig. How would you describe this series? Craig, how would you describe what we've seen the last 3 days?
To use the words of Marv Albert, bizarre is what I have in mind. No, it's been wacky. Wacky for the Marlins, who normally do not score very much here. A couple of years ago, they were averaging only a couple of runs a game in the series against the Mets. This year, they're averaging 5.5 a game. They did something yesterday that has not been done in baseball all season long, and that is to win a game when you are out-homered 4-0.
Wow.
0-42.
Wow.
Major league teams. It's only the fourth time the Marlins have ever done it in their history. So that is just crazy.
Wow. Jack?
Yeah, wonky, bizarre, like unsustainable. That's
right.
my term.
Right. Are we due for a 2-hour one today?
I think we're due for 2-1 Marlins, and that's going to feel really darn good. Pitchers duel. And the thing is, we have billed the last 2 games as pitchers duels, right? Yuri Perez, Jonah Tong. Oh, we're going to get a 1-0 game. We're going to get a 2-1 game. Hope it ends in our favor. 19-9. Edward Cabrera, David Peterson, all-star caliber arm and cabbie against a legit all-star in Peterson. Oh, this is going to be the normalization, the bounce back. Hope we win 2-1, 11-8.
6 runs in the first inning.
Yeah. I like to think that this is going to be the normalization game for the Marlins and the New York Mets. But you know what? It's weird this weekend. Maybe we just get more weird.
Let's talk Sandy, Jack, because looking at the strikeouts, dude, 7, 9, and 7. That's 23 punch-outs in his last 3 starts. He only punched out 12 in the month of April, 21 in May, and 23 in June. Let's hear Sandy in his last start. What's been different for you, Sandy?
So I think we make a couple change on my game plan and the way that we need to attack the hitter. So before I used to throw too many fastball or too many two-seam. So but right now we pitching backward, trying to be more aggressive, throwing breaking ball for strike, then using for striking out people, and I think the result is just coming.
What's working backwards, Jack, and how has it opened up Sandy's, honestly, this string of 3 straight quality starts?
Yeah, so I will answer that by saying I think we're seeing the Goldilocksian approach of Sandy Alcantara. And what do I mean by that? It felt like there was a point where he was just trying to pepper heaters, and it was 97, 98. And obviously, it's tailing a punch because it's Sandy Alcantara and his two-seam fastball, his sinker. They are just awesome pitches, and they tail all the time. But when they're over the heart of the plate, guys can time that up. It's not necessarily a whiff pitch. And then we saw this over-reliance on the curveball. Remember his last rough start? It was curveball, curveball, curveball. It was like the 5th inning. And then all of a sudden, he's just throwing nothing but curveballs and sliders. So Sandy, he's found this middle ground where he's getting ahead using the curveball and the slider, and then he's going to the heat bayou. For me, the pitch that has really come along for him over his last 2, the 4-seam fastball, not the 2-seam. The 2-seam obviously is great, but it's the 4-seam at the top, because when a guy sees curveball to get ahead of 0-1 and then a curveball that he chases to fall behind 0-2, that creates the opportunity to buzz a 4-seamer up top. And that's where he can get some swing and miss. That's also where he can have guys just behind the fastball right now. And it worked for the sinker as well.
We shall see what's in store for Sandy Alcantara. Craig Minervini, Kodai Senga. He's had some command issues, 17 walks in his last 6 starts, particularly his last one against Philly. Only went 4 innings. Here's what Carlos Mendoza had to say after his.
Yeah, I mean, it was a struggle. It was a struggle for him. A lot of non-competitive pitches, a lot of balls out of the hand, and then not being able to get ahead or compete in the strike zone. And when you're getting behind hitters, especially when you're facing a lineup like that, it's going to be hard. You look up and it's 80 pitches, 85 pitches through 4 innings. It's a struggle for him right now. We got to get him going because we need him.
Craig, what'd you take from what Mendoza said? And what's the offensive approach against someone in Kodai Senga?
Hey, walking too many guys. It's been a problem for the entire staff, really, especially the starters. Just too many opportunities. In his career, he's always given the Marlins fits, though. He's got a 2.23 ERA. He's beaten him 4 times in 6 starts. The Marlins haven't mustered much against him. But I think the good news for Miami is what you just heard. 5 of the last 7 starts, giving up 3 runs or more. We're not talking about a lot of innings. Less than 5 innings. He's got himself into trouble. He does pitch well in this ballpark. His ERA is 2.59 here, and he's won 12 of 16 decisions. You got to like the Marlins, the way they've battled in this series. It's a funky matchup, though, and if he's on, he's very difficult to hit against, but he's now 32. We'll see. It's only the third year of a big deal for Kodai Senga.
All right, the Marlins are looking to win their first series since the beginning of August, where they swept the Pinstripes. How about a little New York? This is a little New York punch this month if we're able to sweep the Yankees and take 3 out of 4 against the Mets. We play baseball in 13 minutes. Sandy Alcantara, Kodai Senga will break. Craig Minervini and Jack McMullen have your call. We're back in 2 on the Marlins Radio
for home with no worries. That one cracked down the right field line. Soto on the move. That gets in, and that'll plate 2. Wagaman gunning towards second base. He will get in there, and he plates Otto from third and Burt from second. Wag attack with a 2-run double, and it's a point. Also walked a batter. And the 3-0 to Weimer is drilled out to left. It's hanging up for Nimmo, and he misplayed it. He came in, he leaped high in the air, and he couldn't glove it. Wagaman comes in to score. Here comes Norby all the way from first, and he scores without a throw.
An amazing 343 start in his big league career. Ground ball right side, base hit, it's through the hole. Scoring is Hernandez. Wagaman is held up at third, and the Marlins get a run. Their 6th of the game. Another RBI for Marcy, 25 RBI.
Been there for it's there.
Yep. Chef Boyardee.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Punch to right center field. Softly, it'll drop for a hit. 1 run will score, and they will hold up Norby. Wagaman scores a throw to second base as they try to backpick Marcy, who got back in there. 7-2 Miami an hour. Runners at the corners, 8-8 game. Line drive right field. Soto going back. He makes the catch in the backhand, but Ramirez will tag up, and he will score. The Marlins lead 9-8 on the sac fly. JT Realmuto now, and maybe Benito.
1-1. That would lift it out to left center field. That's going to get down and plate 1. That might plate 2. It's rolling all the way to the wall. Hicks getting the runaround from third. He will score. He beats the throw. He scores from first base, and Connor Norby gives the Fish some big-time insurance.
On FanDuel Sports Network, Marlins games, announcers, and more Marlins games. Did I mention the Marlins? Stream now.
Little Sunday baseball for you. Game 4 of this 7-game road trip for the Miami Marlins. They've taken 2 out of 3 against the Mets over what has been an entertaining. This is like theater. I mean, the crowd, the weather, there's been some wild offense in this series, and we will put a bow on it with Sandy Alcantara and Kodai Senga at 1:40. Don't miss a moment of Marlins action. Download the iHeartRadio app and make Fox Sports 940 the top preset, and then listen to every Marlins game. Good program today. Bill Hiesel, the Marlins director of pitching, joined the program. He was also on our X poll, or on X on Twitter. We posted the full video if you want to check that out. Talked about Robbie Snelling, talked about Sandy, kind of went all in every direction with the organization. Keith Rad, one of the radio voices of the New York Mets, chatted and previewed Game 4. Let's get to our Expo question today. And Jack McMullen, I actually locked the door because I didn't want anyone in here. So Craig's trying to get in, so you can go let him in. Expo question today. When was the last time the Marlins took 3 out of 4 in New York City against the Mets in Queens? Make sure to vote at Marlins Radio. Carlos, it is time for Steve's Guarantee.
Batter up. Batter up.
Let's play some ball.
First pitch is moments away. Time now for Steve's Guarantees.
Yeah, a couple of things here. I first like this part of the lineup where it goes Ramirez, Lopez, Hicks. I like him to have 3+ hits against Kodai Senga. The second one, I think it's key for Sandy. If Sandy is able to walk less than 3 batters today, Sandy will put together a quality start. Folks, I hope you got the itch for first pitch, because when we come back, Jack McMullen paints a picture. Craig Minervini, he's ready to rock. Starting lineups in first pitch is right around the corner. Thanks for tuning in to the Marlins On Deck pregame show. I'm Steven Strom. Let's flip the M together, Miami. Marlins baseball. It is next on the Marlins Radio Network.